Bounce down to start the grand final. Knock is taken by Fairclough. Down it comes Claremont taking it forward towards the half-forward line. Terry O'Brien misses the mark. Wayne Harvey coming out. Harvey in possession at centre half-forward. Pops the ball over towards Parkinson in the pocket. And Parkinson is marked 35 to 40 yards out from the goals for Claremont, with the aid of his fifth breeze right at his back.
Well, Claremont certainly got away to a good start there.
Parkinson coming in now. Goes the kick. There's a good start to the Claremont Tigers. 1 goal to John Parkinson, a goal to Claremont, and Claremont away to a great start with the aid of the breeze. Umpire Montgomery set for the bounce down once again. Mike Hock is opposed to Ted Banks. No one can get it down effectively. Rogers tries to force his way through the pack. The whistle sounds there, and the free kick is going to Norm Rogers, the centre half back for East Fremantle. A little backward at the centre line. Rogers kicking towards the far flank. Good mark there to Alan Mycock, the Claremont ruckman. The chance now to put Claremont back into attack again. Going straight towards the centre half forward position. Brewer coming out with Rogers. Brewer in possession. There goes the kick towards full forward. Harvey coming out and takes the mark. Coming out a yard or two in front of Con Regan. And now Harvey about 35, 40 yards out from goal. Also with this breeze behind him and a chance to put another score on the board now for Claremont. There goes the kick. Claremont move along to 7 points, 1 goal, 1. A pretty good start to them with the aid of this breeze. Conregan taking the kick into play towards the far half-back flank it goes. Lethbridge goes high to knock the ball away. Dale Edwards is in there, number 8 for Claremont. Hips and shoulders, everything going in on the far flank, and they force it over the line. We'll see a throw in there on the right half-forward flank for Claremont. Goes the throw. Banks and Dethridge going for it. Dethridge gets it down. Parkinson fighting for possession there with Coulson. Coulson takes it for East Fremantle. Back to the half-back flank for the marks there by Dethridge. Dethridge with that heavily strapped left thigh coming in now. There goes the kick towards full forward. Almost taken by Les Mummy. Rogers coming through with the ball in the right back pocket. He's almost dumped over the line. The whistle sounds again there. And it's a free kick once again going to Norm Rogers. Right on the boundary line in the back pocket for East Fremantle. Rogers kicking high along the flank. Almost a mark to East Fremantle. Claremont coming over the ball once again though. There goes the kick right up towards full forward. O'Brien misses the mark. Clune waiting behind the pack. Couldn't gather the ball. It's through for another point to the Tigers. And they move on now to 1 goal 2. 1 goal 2, 8 points. Another kick in the paper-littered goal square to be taken by Con Regan. Towards the half-back flank again. Knocked away by Dethridge. I was going to say, but recovers and takes the mark beautifully for Claremont. Dethridge out the centre half forward position. And Claremont making full use of this breeze at the moment. Put the ball down towards the goal square again. Coulson going high, almost brings it down, picked up by Mummy behind the pack, and another goal on the board for Claremont. And we see Claremont going away now to lead 2-2, 14 points to East Fremantle, yet to open their account against this breeze. There goes the bounce again, taken by Banks this time. Claremont trying to come away with it though through Edwards. There goes the hand pass out to Clune. The ball going towards the half-forward line again. Rogers is underneath it though for East Fremantle and takes the mark. Rogers kicking towards the members stand flank. Good mark to Tony Castley, the East Fremantle ruckman. Castley centering the ball now, looking for Holt. Holt can't take the mark, picked up by Brayshaw, gets the kick in a few yards further. Castley is underneath it and takes another mark for East Fremantle. Plays on quickly there, looking for Trizzy Lawrence close to the boundary line, but it's over the line and out of bounds, and we're 5 minutes into the first quarter.
Well, here comes the throw in for East Fremantle on the half-forward line. Dale Edwards, number 8, picked up by Kevin Clune in the centre of the ground now. There goes a kick towards half-forward, but intercepted there by Stan Hunter, and Hunter takes that mark on the half-back line for Old East, holding up that Claremont attack. Oh, a good kick from Hunter against the breeze. Right out to the wing position. Oh, Mike Smart coming there strongly. Picked up by Gerald Cormack. Up to Laurie Watson on the half-forward line. Back to Fred Lewis. Oh, a bad hand pass from Fred Lewis, and McIntosh coming through strongly. Sends the ball back towards Ian Brewer. And Ian Brewer, number 26, well out from his centre-half forward position, marks the ball on the wing. Well, Rogers and Brewer playing very wide of each other at the moment. Oh, Conregan high in the air. Picked up by Harvey. Over to Dethridge. He's in the forward pocket. Navigating towards full forward. But Frank Coulson takes a beautiful running mark practically in the 10-yard square. Well, Frank Coulson, the very experienced ruckman and back pocket man for Old East, taking the kick. Oh, a wobbly old kick from Coulson and out of bounds. Coulson's played 158 games for Old East and certainly served them very well over a period of years. A throw-in about to take place in the left full forward pocket for Claremont. McIntosh and Coulson. Les Mummy, number 11. Battling his way through. Picked up by Thornley, and he's holding the ball. Oh, a box on here. And here it is at the first quarter, 10 minutes into the first quarter, and tempers becoming frayed straight away. Well, looks like a case of grand final jitters here, Brian.
I think so, Bob. They're all pretty keyed up at the moment.
Well, umpire Montgomery has given Ian Brewer a further 15 yards, and he'd be about 45 yards out taking a shot. Well, a chance here for Claremont to go further ahead. Oh, a poor old kick from Brewer, and it's out of bounds in the left full forward pocket. Brewer and Rogers look like having a mighty struggle in that centre-half forward, centre-half back position today. Here's a throw-in the left full forward pocket. McIntosh and Coulson. McIntosh goes high, gets his foot to the ball, and no, 1 point only. Slightly astray to the Tigers. The scoreboard now reading 2 goals, 3 Claremont, and East Fremantle yet to score. Here's Conregan, the veteran goalkeeper, taking the kick in. Oh, a good kick against the breeze from Regan. Right out to the half-back line, but marked there by Ken Mann, is it?
Ken Mann, Bob, yep.
Here's Ken Mann taking a good mark. Looking for Harvey, sending it towards full forward. And Harvey takes the mark. Now it's awarded to Conregan. Harvey was in front then, but Regan took the mark over the top of him. There's Regan kicking towards the outer flank, up towards the wing position. Les Mummy, number 11. And Les Mummy is awarded the kick on the outer wing for Claremont. And the Tigers captain taking the kick, heavily bandaged on that right leg. Oh, a good torpedo kick from Mummy right down towards the full forward position. A pack of players there. McIntosh knocked on to young Parkinson. Well shepherded by Harvey. In towards full forward, Dethridge there. And Dethridge looks like he'll be awarded the kick. He's about 15 yards out, practically in front of the Claremont goal. Well, a great chance here for Dethridge to score a goal for Claremont. Well, there's a poor old miss from Dethridge, and another point to the Tigers. 2 goals for to Claremont, and East Fremantle yet to score. Well, these misses are costly for Claremont in the forward line, particularly with this breeze. On Regan. Regan kicking out well against this breeze. Up to the half-back flank. Dale Edwards, play on. Over to Ken Mann. He's at half-forward. Mike Regan, and Mike Regan released for Old East towards the flank. Darryl Cormack opposed to Kieran Gard. 2 speedsters. And Darryl Cormack using a ton of pace here. Kicks the ball over the centre wing towards Fred Lewis and John Fairbrass. Lewis, number 8. There goes a kick from Lewis up towards Neesham. He's unattended. The kick towards full forward, but John Grieve. Grieve in front of Johnson, and we're 10 minutes into this first quarter.
John Grieve now getting Claremont out of trouble with that East Fremantle attack with a beautiful kick, gets the ball out of the centre wing. Whistle was sounded over there, and it's the kick again the way of East Fremantle. Hunter it is. Stan Hunter to take the kick for the blue and white right on the left centre wing. Hunter putting the ball towards the half-forward flank. No one home for East Fremantle, and the easy mark there going to Buck Rogers in the back pocket for Claremont. Another good tall punt kick from Rogers to the half-forward line. McIntosh trying to bring it down from behind. picked up now by Rogers, loses it again. Rogers is leading in the race. Mummy in there too for Claremont. They forced it over the line between them. Another throw in midway between the right centre wing and right half forward position for Claremont. There's a throw in again. McIntosh, and beautiful knock from McIntosh. Towards the pocket it goes. Parkinson coming up, taken now by Michael Regan. Back towards the boundary line it goes again, and another good mark to East Fremantle in the hands of Chrissy Lawrence. Chrissy Lawrence with a short pass. Out of bounds. Mark was taken by Biffin. Out of bounds signals the boundary umpire right on the right centre wing for Claremont. There's the throw in. Coulson and McIntosh going. Taken by McIntosh. Kicking the ball towards centre half forward. Brewer there with Rogers. Brewer on the ground. Flicks it over his head with a good throw. Picked up by Ted Banks, and Banks gets the ball back towards the centre line for East Fremantle. Here's Laurie Watson coming out. But Michael Smart it is for Claremont in possession, putting the ball right up in the goal square. There's no one between it and the goals. Touched there by Ted Banks and through for only 1 point to Claremont. Claremont move along now to 2 goals 5, 2-5, 17. Quick kick out from Regan, finds Thornley on the half-back flank. Thornley up towards the centre wing. Casserly and Smart going for it over the line again, and a throw in there right on the right centre wing for East Fremantle. Mycock and Casserly going for the knock. Down it goes, picked up by Dethridge. A quick hand pass looking for Wilson, taken by Edwards. Edwards gets the hand pass again, looking for Clune. He's on the half-forward flank. There goes the kick from Kevin Clune. This one looks pretty good. Right through the middle from the boot of Kevin Clune. Another goal to the Tigers, and they go now to 3 goals 5. 3-5 Claremont. East Fremantle yet to open their accounts.
I think East Fremantle will have to really settle down very quickly to keep Claremont out.
There's the bounce down again. The kick taken by Edwards from the centre line, taken by Brewer. A quick hand pass to Dethridge. Good football, Claremont. They're at centre half forward. This one will land right up in the full forward line, away to the left there, and out of bounds next to the point post. As Mick Cronin said earlier, Claremont are getting the ball away very quickly from the centre line and going straight into attack with the aid of this fairly strong breeze. Throw in right next to the point post. Mycock and Coulson going for the knock. Forced through for another point to Claremont, and they go along to 3 goals 6. 3 goals 6, 24 points to Claremont, and that is the margin of their advantage. Con Regan kicking the ball in, a short pass looking for Regan. Brother Michael Regan on the half-back flank. He takes it quickly. There goes the kick on again. Stan Hunter it is on the half-back flank for East Fremantle. Up towards the centre wing this time. Biffin showing extra pace. Gets in front to take the mark in front of Ken Mann. In front of Fairclough, I should say. Biffin kicking towards the half-forward line now. Lewis almost brings it down. Once again a clash and over the line and out of bounds for the throw-in on the half-forward flank for East Fremantle. Banks is there opposed to Mycock of Claremont. Banks gets it down. The pack of players on top of it. Brayshaw trying to come away with it. Claremont getting out of trouble again. Brayshaw in possession, gets a hand pass over. Fairclough showing lots of pace, gets around 2 or 3 opponents. Handball straight to Ted Banks of East Fremantle, and Banks puts the ball up towards full forward. The whistle has sounded there over there. And looks like a kick going to Claremont.
Interference, Bob.
Interference after the ball had been delivered, and the kick will be taken by Claremont. Mycock it is, putting the ball back towards the half-forward line. Kevin Clune, no trouble in taking that mark. He's unattended. Kicking the ball towards centre half forward now. Edwards is there with Rogers. And Rogers takes another safe mark.
He's a solid player, this fellow.
Had a lot of kicks already so early in the game. They're at centre half back for East Fremantle. Kicking towards the centre wing again. Right in front of the pack was the Claremont player. No mark allowed. The ball taken by Biffin. We're 15 minutes into now this first quarter.
There goes Biffin's kick up towards half forward. Marked there by East Fremantle in towards the centre half forward position. Picked up by Bentley. And Bentley has been awarded a mark in the centre half forward position. While East Fremantle going towards their goal square for the second time. Bentley's kick up towards full forward, but John Grieve in front of Johnson. And John Grieve taking a very safe mark. Well, East Fremantle have to kick the ball hard above Johnson if they want him to mark over Grieve. The last 2 kicks, and Grieve has taken the mark in front of the tall 6'5.5" coach. Oh, a beautiful 55-yarder from John Grieve. Brian Fairclough, number 9, on the centre wing. Kicks towards half forward. And here's a chance for Claremont. Ken Mann picking up over the half forward line. Kicks in towards full forward. It's Les Mummy. number 11, and Terry O'Brien. Terry O'Brien, number 9, the East Fremantle back pocket man, taking the kick practically in the 10-yard square. Well, players very over-anxious in this first quarter of the 1964 grand final and making quite a few mistakes. Out towards half-back, and Tony Castley in front of the pack bringing down a nice mark. Castley's kicked out towards the left half-back position. A pack of players there. But East Fremantle taking the mark through them. Biffin up towards the centre wing, but a poor kick right into the arms of Claremont, and Kevin Clune sends them into attack again. Down towards Deathridge, number 7, but a beautiful mark from Bert Thornley, number 18, over the top of Deathridge, bringing down that mark in the half-back position. Oh, a good kick from Bert Thornley up towards the centre position. Mike Smart, 14. Looked like interference there, yes, the Claremont player. No, the other player, Karen Gard. And Karen Gard taking that kick practically in the centre of the ground. There's a good kick from Gard. Up towards Harvey. On a half-back position now. Biffin there with Fairclough. Norm Rogers. Biffin again. And Biffin kicks the ball out to Darryl Cormack on the right wing for East Fremantle. Number 6, Cormack kicking towards half-forward. That ball's still in play. Michael Smart, 14. But interfered with the East Fremantle player. And Laurie Watson will take that kick on the right half-forward line. Well, umpire Montgomery has blown the whistle. Mike Smart went over the mark and awarded 15 yards to Laurie Watson, and he's 15 yards further towards the East Fremantle goal, just in front of the public stand. Laurie Watson's kick in towards full forward. Johnson and Grieve. Johnson in front, but the ball knocked away. In the full forward pocket now, looks like an East Fremantle player, Mike Regan, held without the ball, and Regan will take the kick deep in the forward pocket, centering the ball, looking for Holt, and Holt kicks out to Watson, taking the mark again. Over to Holt again. It's on the half-forward line for East Fremantle, and Ken Holt awarded the kick for in the back. Well, a series of mistakes there from the East Fremantle players, but fortunately they got out of bother, and Ken Holt to take that kick on the right half-forward position. The vice-captain of East Fremantle. There goes Holt's kick in towards full forward again. 2 is Ron Lawrence having a quick snap, but it's out of bounds in the right full forward position. Now it looks like a kick. The kick has been awarded to Mike Regan for a trip, and he's deep in the full forward pocket. Having a shot from here. There goes the kick off the side of his boot and through for 1 point. The first score to the East Fremantle side. 3 goals, 6 Claremont, 1 point East Fremantle. And here's John Grieve, the Claremont fullback, taking the kick. Oh, a poor kick from Grieve this time. Into the arms of Trivy Lawrence. He's running towards goal, having a quick shot up towards Johnson. And Johnson, using his body very well, was able to keep John Grieve away from the ball and take that mark. Well, Johnson would only be about 20 yards out on a slight angle and should certainly register a score here for Old East. The crowd backing him as he goes back to take the kick. Yes, it's through for 4 points to Old East. 3 goals, 6 Claremont, 1 goal, 1 East Fremantle, and we're 20 minutes into this first quarter.
Claremont are using the long kick, and I think that's had East Fremantle in trouble for the present moment.
There's Claremont getting the ball away from the centre again, but Rogers coming up strongly from full-back, taken now by Biffin. Over now to Karen Gard coming through for Claremont, right up to the full forward line it goes. Harvey coming out with Conregan, but Conregan takes the mark for East Fremantle to hold up that Claremont attack. Regan at full-back, out towards the half-back flank, the kick goes. Knocked away by Claremont. Claremont getting the ball out of the hand pass. The whistle has sounded again. Looks like a kick over there going to Dale Edwards of Claremont on the right half-forward flank. Edwards puts the ball right up on the goal square again. Harvey and Regan going for it. Once again, Regan with a beautiful mark. Takes the kick, plays on quickly over to Trizzy Lawrence from the back pocket. Lawrence sending the ball up towards the half-back flank again, and there's Edwards. Drops the mark and recovers well there. Tries to pass the ball over to Mummy and puts it right in the hands of Norm Rogers, the centre half-back, and there's a few frayed tempers there at centre half-back. Rogers loses the ball for it, and the kick goes to the Claremont captain, Les Mummy.
What do you think of that one, Mick Cronin?
He did the right thing, Montgomery. Rogers took the mark, a very good mark. Mummy came in to tackle him, and Rogers went for him. Now, that was a silly thing to do by Rogers.
There goes Les Mummy's kick. This one's going to be pretty close, I think. Away to the left there with the 8 of the Breers, and one flag only to Claremont. It leaves them now to 3-7. 3-7-25, leading East Fremantle 1-7 points. Con Regan kicking in towards the member stand flank this time, and the mark is taken by Bert Thornley. Thornley looking for Watson up on the centre wing. Watson takes the mark in front of Smart. Watson playing on towards the half-forward line for East Fremantle at Gayers. Knocked away by Mycock. Fred Lewis going in with Fairbrass. Mycock comes through again, drops the ball, and the kick will go to East Fremantle. Fred Lewis, the centre half-forward, it is to take the kick. Umpire Montgomery calling the Claremont player right back on the mark. Karen Gard it is. And now Fred Lewis coming in to take the kick backward of the centre half-forward position for East Fremantle. Up it goes, looking for Johnson. McIntosh knocks away from the pocket. Claremont get it out towards Michael Smart on the half-back flank. Smart turns back into the centre. Centres the ball at centre half-back. Les Mummy is the only player there underneath it, and he takes the mark. Les Mummy kicking right out towards the wing. Ball taken there by Kevin Clune. Claremont. Hand pass quickly looking for Karen Gard. Gard having trouble picking up. Soccer's on. Here's Wilson coming up from the pocket. Jeff Wilson, number 3. Casserly coming to. Taken now by Thornley of East Fremantle. Brushes aside Clune, and Thornley clears nicely for the blue and whites up to the half-forward flank it goes. Lewis racing for it, number 8. 15 is there, Mycock. Mycock tries to get it away, and it's forced over the line right in front of the public stand to throw in on the half-forward line for East Fremantle. Castley, Banks, McIntosh on the ball. McIntosh goes high, gets it down towards Mummy. A good knock. Knocked off the kick there. Trizzy Lawrence coming in. Pocket off the ground by McIntosh out to the far wing. Here's a race on the wingers. Fairclough and Biffin. Fairclough wins the day on the far flank. He's well clear. Another bounce, almost lost it. Kicks on now towards the centre half-forward position. He's been flattened by the East Fremantle player. A kick is relayed down the ground to Claremont on the half-forward flank.
The whole place certainly rugged here in this first quarter.
Ball being relayed back to the centre half-forward for Claremont, Ian Brewer. Out on the right half-forward flank to Claremont. And should put this one right down in the teeth of goals. Good kick from Brewer too. This will be right in the goal square. The big pack going. Forced through by Con Regan for another point to Claremont, and they go along to 3-8. 3-8 Claremont 26, leading East Fremantle 1-1, 7 points. And the kick in again to be taken by Con Regan. Kick towards the centre half-back position. Down towards Ken Mann. Ken Mann handballs out to captain Les Mummy. Les Mummy dummies, get it back to Brewer. Brewer sends the ball towards full forward. Here's Harvey going for a good mark to Wayne Harvey, the full forward of Claremont. In between Terry O'Brien and Con Regan, Harvey has taken the mark. 25 to 30 yards out of the goals, about 25 yards out, about a 45-degree angle, and Harvey coming in now to take the kick. A straight one from the full forward, another very valuable goal to Claremont. It takes them along now to 4-8.
Umpire Montgomery with the ball in the centre of the ground now. Tony Casserly, number 10, on the ball, opposed to John McIntosh, number 1. Frank Coulson gets the tap over to Ron Lawrence. Up towards half-forward. Grieve there in front again of Johnson. Ball looked like a throw there from Claremont, but play on, says umpire Montgomery. The ball's on the half-forward line now for East Fremantle. Ken Holt. Tackled by McIntosh, and now that the ball is out on the half-forward line. Laurie Watson. Over to Biffin. And there goes Biffin's kick towards full forward. But Biffin was kicked. So he pushed the ball A bad mistake there by Claremont, and the ball will be given to Bob Johnson about 20 yards out, directly in front of the East Fremantle goal.
I never look at him kicking.
26 minutes of this first quarter gone. Oh, and there's a poor kick from Johnson and out of bounds. What do you think of that free kick, McCrennan?
Well, the way the player went into Biffin as he kicked the ball, I thought Montgomery was quite entitled to take the ball on the up to where the ball landed, but it was a shocking kick from Johnson. He didn't capitalise on his good fortune.
Certainly a bad mistake there by captain coach Bob Johnson. The throw in the full forward pocket. Johnson in front, putting his foot to the ball, and through for 1 point to East Fremantle. 4 goals, 8 Claremont, 1 goal, 2 East Fremantle, and John Grieve to take the kick in. Not many minutes left of this first quarter, and Claremont will have to use the breeze to score again. Oh, there's a good kick from Grieve. A good 65-yarder, practically in the centre of the ground, and marked by Harry Neesham. A beautiful kick from Grieve and an equally good mark by Harry Neesham. Not a good kick from Neesham. It's up towards the half-forward line, but knocked away by Brayshaw. Kick down towards over the half-forward line. Ken Mann, number 10. Banks, 25. Oh, some hard bumping going on there. Ken Mann's gone to the ground, but he's up again chasing the ball. Parkinson. All players and bodies going in thick and fast there. And Claremont has been awarded the kick on the right half-forward position. Looking for Dethridge, and Dethridge takes the mark deep in the full-forward pocket. A bad kick from Dethridge, and Con Regan relieves once again for East Fremantle. A very solid player in that position. But Regan's kick goes back to Ken Mann, and Mann taking the kick at half-forward. Centering the ball, looking for Clune, and Kevin Clune taking the mark between centre half-forward and full-forward. Well, he's got the breeze behind him, and a chance here to register a score for the Tigers. Here comes Kevin Clune. Oh, not a good kick from Clune. It falls short. Ian Brewer tries to mark it in the full-forward line. Back to Jeff Wilson. Harvey's at half-forward. Left foot to the ball. But a poor kick from Harvey. It's about 20 yards in front of the Claremont goal, but awarded to Trizzy Lawrence. Oh, a bad kick from Lawrence into the arms of Clune. And we're 28 minutes into this first quarter. Well, Trizzy Lawrence didn't look at all where he kicked that ball, and right into the arms of Kevin Clune between the left half-forward and left full-forward position. He'd be about 45 to 50 yards out. There's a better kick from Clune, right up into the teeth of the goals, but to the right, and a further point to Claremont. 4 goals, 9 to the Tigers. 1 goal, 2 to East Fremantle, and Con Regan to take the kick in. Well, Claremont can certainly use those goals. 4 goals, 8 is not a good score with this breeze. A good kick from Con Regan, deep into the left half-back position. Players fighting for the ball there, and umpire Montgomery will bounce the ball in that position. Well, it's 29 minutes of this first quarter gone, and must be nearly full time. Castley, number 10. Mycroft, number 15. He's at half-forward, over to Edwards. And East Fremantle have been awarded that kick. Stan Hunter, the left half-back, taking the kick in that position. Here's Hunter's kick up towards the centre wing. A pack of players there. That's well marked by Claremont. Back towards John Dethridge in the centre of the ground. Norm Rogers, number 11, very strong in defence. Karen Gard, number 5, in the centre of the ground. Oh, a bad hand pass from Gard, but recovers. Looked like a kick, but play on. Some hard tackling going on there. It's at half-back now. Gard again. And finally the ball comes down to the centre wing position. Ken Mann, number 10. Over to John Parkinson. He's on the half-forward line. Parkinson's kick coming towards Dethridge, number 7. It's in the full-forward pocket for the Tigers, and we're 30 minutes into this first quarter. And Con Regan relieves up to Tony Castley. Well, Con Regan playing a very strong game in defence for All East. Castley kicks towards the centre of the ground. And Karen Gard taking that mark. Cormac took a knock then too. Here goes down towards Harvey again, and Regan. Bruin, 26. Trizzy Lawrence, number 2. There he goes on the half-back line for All East. And a good pass from Lawrence out towards the wing position. And there goes the siren to end the first quarter. Claremont 4 goals 9. East Fremantle 1 goals 2.
Umpire Montgomery coming in now to start the second quarter. Banks is on the ball for East Fremantle. Mike Cock there for Claremont. Goes down to Michael Regan. Can't get the kick in. The big pack fighting forward in the centre circle. Les Mummy trying to come through and has been awarded a kick by umpire Montgomery right in the centre of the ground. Well, East Fremantle now are going with the breeze at their backs. Claremont going into it. As Mummy takes the kick at the centre line, up towards the half-forward line it goes. A tussle there between Brewer and Rogers has been awarded a kick by umpire Montgomery at centre half-back. Here goes Rogers' kick. It's a good one too. Looking for half-forward Fred Lewis. Fairbrass knocks away. Lewis in the front position, number 8. Caught by Fairbrass. Here goes the hand pass taken by Mike Cock. Good football. Back to Fairbrass it goes. Claremont get it up towards the half-forward line again. But there's Coulson it is coming up from the back pocket to hold up that Claremont attack. Coulson puts the ball towards the centre circle. Holt coming out, almost brings it down too between two Claremont players. Edwards going through hard too for Claremont. Socket off the ground. Taken now by Neesham. Neesham gets it out towards Hunter. Another hand pass to East Fremantle out to Trizzy Lawrence. He runs into Kevin Clune. Coming out now to Ken Holt and Brayshaw. Kevin Clune in the picture again, gets the ball away and eventually relieves for Claremont, popping the ball up to Ian Brewer. Brewer with a quick hand pass on to Ken Mann. Claremont going forward, it's up at the half-forward line, and once again Coulson playing strongly in the back pocket has marked for them. Coulson immediately puts the ball back towards the centre of the ground. Banks almost brings it down. Out the back it goes towards Mike Cock. Darryl Cormack using plenty of pace there, but he's caught by Guard. Now gets the kick in. This one's coming up towards Grieve in front of Johnson. Grieve 24 in front of Johnson, right on the boundary line. Gets the ball over the line and out of bounds, and we'll see a throw-in over there, midway between the half-forward and full-forward lines for East Fremantle. There's the throw, Casserly and Mycock. Good knock down to East Fremantle. Kick coming towards the full-forward line. Knocked away by Rogers. McIntosh handballs over to Fairbrass, and Claremont come away again. Up towards the centre of the ground it goes. Rogers in the way, picked up now by Brewer. Over towards Neesham. Neesham runs into a teammate. Taken by Rogers, coming through strongly. Runs into Les Mummy and has been awarded a kick. And Rogers will take the kick right in the centre of the ground. Another good kick from Rogers, right up towards Johnson. Grieve behind this time. No one marks. Knocked away by Ken Holt. He's in the clear in the pocket. Holt dummies and kicks into Brayshaw. Here's Fred Lewis coming through. He's caught too. Brayshaw trying to pick it up now for Claremont. The whistle sounds there. Trip is the decision from umpire Montgomery, and Fairbrass takes the kick. Looking for Dethridge over his head. Biffin almost marks. Biffin number 7 going across with the ball. Regan there too. Regan takes it, puts it right up towards the goal. Grieve couldn't get a hand to it, I don't think. Looking for a goal there. Grieve couldn't get a hand to it. It's a goal to East Fremantle. Takes them along now to 2 goals 2. Trailing Claremont 4 goals 9.
Bob Johnson is exploiting himself to these small men, but at the moment they're not waking up to it quick enough, so they'll have to smarten their ideas up a bit there.
Well, there's Claremont attacking again, up towards the half-forward line. Ken Mann, number 10, takes a heavy knock from Hunter. Dethridge over to Fairclough. He's at half-forward. Oh, a bad kick from Fairclough, and Norm Rogers relieves once again. Back to the centre of the ground. Edwards and Neesham. Edwards, number 8. Battling with Neesham and Trizzy Lawrence. Les Mummy comes in and holding the ball. And Harry Neesham, number 14, to take that kick on the left centre wing for East Fremantle. Not a good kick from Neesham. Down towards half-forward, Brayshaw. And back towards Neesham. Has been awarded the mark in that same position. Well, that was a debatable one, that one. Umpire Montgomery awarded the mark. There's Harry Neesham. Short one towards Lewis, and Fred Lewis taking the mark in the centre of the ground. Well, East Fremantle going into their short game now, and down to Casserly at half-forward. Over to Trizzy Lawrence. He's running goalwards. Having a shot. There goes the kick. At the top of the target, and out of bounds in the left full-forward pocket for East Fremantle. Here's the throw-in. McIntosh. Out towards half-back. Right in front of our cameras here. Ken Holt. Tackled by Brayshaw, and he dropped the ball. Well tackled by Brayshaw. And Brayshaw will take the kick on the right half-back position. Brayshaw's kick up towards the centre wing. Brian Fairclough, number 9, with the ball up towards half-forward. Ken Mann, number 10. Rogers, 11, and 26 is Brewer. He's over the half-forward line. Looking for full forward, but a missed kick there, and right in the arms of Con Regan, showing plenty of judgment up there, taking that mark at full back. Playing a solid game today, Con Regan. Here goes a kick out towards the half-back line. Number 3 is Wilson, a pack of players there. Harry Bentley, and well picked up by Bentley. Down towards the centre of the ground now. Ken Holt, number 20, taking that mark between the centre and centre half-forward position.
Now Ken Holt coming in to take the kick at the centre half-forward position. Laurie Watson coming across, taken by Michael Smart there. Claremont right across the ground. The kick comes towards Fairclough. Fairclough gets the ball up towards the half-forward line. There's no one at home. A Claremont player on the ground. Once again, the kick is taken by Rogers. Back it comes towards the half-forward line. Grieve going high over the top of teammate Rogers. Taken by Fairbrass over to Wilson. Wilson taps on to Grieve. Eventually gets the kick in, Jeff Wilson, and puts it out of bounds on the half-back flank for East Fremantle. Brewer's down up there on the half-forward flank for Claremont, and is in the hands of the trainers, up on his feet now, and is going back into his position once again. Here comes the throw in. McIntosh and Coulson down towards Kevin Clune. Clune with a hand pass looking for Fairclough. Fairclough gets the ball towards the half-forward line. Rogers doesn't mark this time, knocked on by Brewer up towards Parkinson, number 2. Harvey going in there with hips and shoulders too. East Fremantle bring it away once again. Right in the centre of the ground. Coulson trying to go through for East Fremantle. McIntosh going in, number 1 for Claremont. Off the ground eventually by Cormac up towards half-forward, where Fairbrass runs straight into Casserly. Mycock trying to come across with it, number 15. Breaks into the clear. And Mycock gets it out onto the far wing looking for Deathridge. Deathridge is sent to the ground. Whistle has sounded, must be in the back, and umpire Montgomery has awarded the kick to John Deathridge.
Well, Deathridge taking the kick now on the centre wing. Up to half-forward for the Monts. East Fremantle. Terry O'Brien clears the ball away. Mike Smart, 14. Mycock, 15, opposed to Casserly, number 10. A big, strong fellow, this. Over to Mike Smart again. 23 is Fairbrass. And Fairbrass's kick goes towards half-forward. Frank Coulson, 19, pulled away from the ball. Oh, Rogers and Brewer having a tough old battle there in that centre half-back, centre half-forward position. And Frank Coulson will take the kick at half-back. Here goes Coulson's kick over the centre line, but into the arms of John McIntosh. Well, players out of position here. The back's well on top in this quarter. McIntosh's kick up towards Brewer. Over to Ken Mann, number 10. He's at half-forward. Over to Parkinson. Well, over to Fairclough, and he's running towards goals. A beautiful shot from Fairclough. Right through the middle. Well, that was an excellent bit of play there by the Tigers. The scoreboard now going to 5 goals, 9 Claremont, 2 goals, 2 East Fremantle. Well, the ball back in the centre of the ground now. Players 10 here in the crowd urging the respective sides on. Mycock, 15, opposed to Coulson, 19. Harry Neesham down to half-forward for East Fremantle. McIntosh back to the centre of the ground. Coulson setting himself, and Brewer and Rogers. It's at half-forward for Claremont, but Norm Rogers once again awarded the free kick in the centre half-back position. A very strong fellow, this. Here's Rogers' kick looking for Casserly, and finds that player on the centre wing. Casserly, number 10, taking that mark. We're 10 minutes into this second quarter as the ball goes towards half-forward line. John Grieve relieves the pressure for the Monts and kicks it out towards the half-back line. Ken Mann, number 10. Brian Fairclough, 9. And Stan Hunter, 15, pulled around the neck. And Hunter must take that kick between the centre wing and the left half-back position for Old East. Stan Hunter, the left half-back, taking the kick over the centre line. Rogers, 18, and Bentley, 3. That Bentley number 3 in front is awarded the mark and nearly had his head pulled off for the trouble. And been awarded 15 yards too against John Rogers of Claremont. Bentley's got a chance to kick this goal. Right up to the teeth. Johnson and McIntosh. John Grieve, 24, opposed to Coulson, 19. Play on, says the umpire. No, he paid the free kick. Coulson pulled away from the ball, and Frank Coulson will take the kick. About 15 to 20 yards out in the right full forward pocket. Well, Frank Coulson doesn't kick a great amount of goals for East Fremantle, and a chance here to score. Oh, a drop kick. He's missed it. A further point to East Fremantle. Took a risk there with that drop kick. 5 goals, 9 Claremont. 2 goals, 3 East Fremantle. And the game's on here in the grand final at Subiaco Oval. The crowd enjoying every minute of this struggle for supremacy of the 1964 premiership. John Grieve taking the kick in. Oh, a bad kick from Grieve. And McIntosh can't reach it, or can he? It's out of bounds in the left full-back position. No, he didn't reach the ball and went out of bounds before being touched by any player. And Mike Regan will take the kick. Looking for Trizzy Lawrence, and finds Lawrence between the right half forward and right full forward position. Well, Lawrence has got the breeze behind him. The left foot rover coming in to take his kick. Oh, right up to the teeth of the goal, but off the target and through for a further point. Well, it's East Fremantle's turn today to get the inaccuracy in front of goals. 5-9 to 2-4 in favour of Claremont. John Grieve taking the kick in. Oh, Grieve not kicking in too well, and right in the arms of Michael Regan in the right half forward position. Oh, Mike Regan could get this distance. Off the side of his boot. Johnson, a chance for Johnson. Missed it. It's in the right full forward pocket. Larry Watson. Over to Johnson. Oh, and Johnson's kick goes practically straight up in the air. Fairbrass, 23. Mummy, number 11. Oh, tense position here on the left half back line as Claremont fights to get this ball away. And play on to the umpire. The ball goes down to 4-4. John Grieve. Larry Watson, 5.
Oh, by the leg.
Well, this one is by the leg. And the free kick is finally awarded to Watson. Well, a rugged bit of play there, Brian.
The game's on down there, Bob. There's no doubt about that.
The game certainly looks like being on before the finish, too. Larry Watson is it taking the kick in the right full forward position and having a shot in towards goal. In the 10-yard square. Someone pulled away from the ball. And the umpire rules it. John Grieve was pulled away from the ball and will take the kick in the 10-yard square to relieve the pressure for Claremont, being advised there by assistant coach Sonny Mafina. A better kick from Grieve. Out towards the half-back line. Well marked by Kieran Gard. Up to the centre of the ground now. Ian Brewer, 26, taking the kick at centre-half forward.
Now Brewer putting Claremont into attack. Up towards the half-forward line it goes. Once again, East Fremantle bring it away. There's Thornley clearing for them. Back towards the half-forward line. Fairbrass going behind Casserly. Down towards Michael Regan. Les Mummy is in there too. 23 is Fairbrass, picking it up now for Claremont at half-back and getting them out of trouble again. Brewer's having trouble picking it up. He's tackled there now. Play on to the umpire. Rogers brings it out for East Fremantle towards the half-forward line. Over the head of McIntosh it goes. Here's Watson racing for the goals. Watson has a snap for the goals, does that run down the flank, and I think he's put it through, right through the middle. Good piece of play by Watson. Another goal to East Fremantle. They move on now to 3 goals, 4, 3-4, trailing Claremont 5 goals, 9. Umpire Montgomery all set for the bounce down once again. Mycock is on the ball for Claremont. Coulson there for East Fremantle. A beautiful knock to Mycock. Down to Rogers, though, of East Fremantle. There's a rainbringer. It'll land right in the centre circle. Edwards coming out with it, number 8 for Claremont. There goes the hand pass looking for Kieran Gard. Gard manages to get away from Biffin. Up towards the half-forward line it goes. Almost the mark to Claremont. It's been awarded up there in the pocket to John Parkinson. John Parkinson, midway between the half-forward and full-forward line for Claremont. should put this one right in the goal square. Pack of players assembling in the goal square as Parkinson comes in now to take the kick. It's a good kick too. Harvey went high. What is it up there? Harvey has been awarded the mark. He brought it down. I thought he did, and he's on a very, very acute angle. This will be a very fine shot. You can see him going back there right next to the boundary line. Les Mummy is dropping back in front of the goals as Harvey comes in. There goes the kick right across the face into the other pocket, and a mark there to East Fremantle. Terry O'Brien, the back pocket player for East Fremantle, possession of the ball in the right full back pocket.
Well, all leads were covered there. He didn't have much other alternative there, Harvey. He took time to take his kick, and all the leads were covered.
There goes O'Brien's kick towards the half-back flank. Thornley trying to come out. It's knocked on by East Fremantle, taken now by Trizzy Lawrence. Trizzy Lawrence bursting over the centre line for the blue and white. 3 or 4 bounces up towards the full forward line. It goes now. Johnson and Grieve coming out, and Johnson takes the mark this time. Grieve tried to knock away, but Johnson had a firm grip on that one. And he has the ball now 45 yards, 40 to 45 yards out of the goals, directly in front, and a chance to register another goal for the blue and white. There goes his kick. This one looks right. Yes, right through the middle this time from Bob Johnson, and East Fremantle move along now to 4 goals, 4, trailing Claremont 5 goals, 9. Mycock rucking for Claremont. Coulson is on the ball for East Fremantle. Claremont get it forward towards the half-forward line. Stan Harder trying to knock away. There's a beautiful clearance, though, from Ted Banks coming through. Puts East Fremantle into attack. It's at half-forward. John McIntosh coming up from the back pocket. McIntosh puts Claremont back towards their forward line again. There's a great big pack of players. The mark has been awarded out of the lot of it. And here it's to Ted Banks it is. Ted Banks at the half-back line for the blue and whites. There goes the kick again, coming out towards Ken Holt, setting himself. Knocked away by Brayshaw. Off the ground eventually by Brayshaw. Thornley coming through now for East Fremantle to get them out of trouble. This is in the centre line. Fairbrass is there, picked up now by Neesham at centre. Neesham kicking out towards the right full forward pocket. Grieve coming out 24 in front of Johnson. The boot goes out from Johnson. There goes the hand pass over to Watson. Back to Johnson again. He's deep in the pocket. Over to Cormac, back to Johnson. Johnson having a snap now. There goes the kick, and he's put it right through the middle. There's an East Fremantle player flat on the ground over there on the half-forward line, and that goal to East Fremantle takes them along to 5 goals, 5. Trailing Claremont 5 goals, 9 at 4 points the difference. And Murray Watson is the player that is down on the ground. It's 3 goals now to the East Fremantle captain coach Bob Johnson. Michael Regan has kicked 1, and Watson has kicked 1.
We've got a bit of sun shining through the crowd here now.
Well, East Fremantle coming back, 4 points the difference. There goes the kick, the bounce from umpire Montgomery. Trizzy Lawrence trying to knock on. Kevin Clune gets the kick in, coming out towards the centre wing. Fanclough in possession for Claremont. Looking for Ken Mann up at the half-forward line. Mann takes the ball, gets the kick in too. Missed by 2 East Fremantle players. John Parkinson coming in for Claremont. Kicks right into the man. Con Regan, the fullback, coming out. And Regan once again clears for East Fremantle. Here it comes towards half-forward. Brayshaw goes high, can't bring it down. Taken now by Cormac. Cormac puts this right up towards the goal square. Grieve is dropping back. McIntosh coming around from the back pocket, relieves for the Tigers and gets them out of trouble. There's no one near him as he bounces the ball away from the full-back line. Up towards the centre wing it goes again. Knocked away by Clune. Taken now by Ken Mann. Mann sending Claremont towards the half-forward line. Very close to the boundary line there, but the mark once again is taken by Coulson.
I can't understand those Claremont half-forwards playing behind their man at the moment, and they're breaking down on that line.
Coulson back towards the centre line it goes. Clune underneath it. Banks coming up too, and Banks takes the mark over the top of Clune. Right in the centre of the ground. East Fremantle ruckman puts the ball towards the half-forward line. That's a beautiful mark to Watson, falling backwards. Has taken the ball right at centre half-forward. Watson will put this one right down in the goal square. 20 minutes of play gone here in the second quarter of the grand final.
Here's Watson, will drive this well down in the goal square from the centre half-forward position. Right up into the teeth of goals, McIntosh and Johnson. Knocked away by McIntosh. John Grieve, 24, Harry Bentley, number 3. Ooh, a wild swing there from East Fremantle. It's deep in the right full forward pocket. Nobody wants the ball. The finally comes out to Michael Smart. Over towards John Rogers. He's at half-back. And got his kick in towards the centre wing position, but out of bounds on the far wing. Well, Claremont fighting hard. 5 points in front with 20 minutes of this second quarter gone. And the breeze not a very important factor in the game at the moment. Mycock 15 opposed to Banks 25. Over to Trizzy Lawrence. Back towards the half forward, and here's Fred Lewis all on his own. Well, Claremont can't afford to let these blue and white players get on their own, particularly in their forward line. There's a kick up towards Johnson and Grieve again.
Dropping the ball.
Oh, very lucky there by Claremont. In towards half forward. And a good mark there to Michael Regan. A short pass towards Lawrence. And Lawrence taking that mark. And Kevin Clune with him in the right half forward position. Well, Lawrence has been on his own a lot in this second quarter. And the Claremont Rovers will certainly have to tighten their game on this player. Lawrence is going to drive this ball well down. There it is. Right in the teeth of the square. McIntosh and Johnson again, and once more knocked away. But Watson's got it. Picked up by Les Mummy. Well shepherded there by John Rogers. And Mummy clears the ball for the Tigers. Up towards Kieran Gard on the centre wing, and Barry Biffin. Gard number 5. Racing away. Up to Deathridge. He's at half forward. Jeff Wilson. Oh, some bad kicking here. Con Regan well in front of Harvey. Takes a heavy knock. It's on the half-back line. Barry Biffin relieves for Old East. Down to the centre wing. John Fairbrass. Now it's Michael Smart, 14. Fred Lewis. Players everywhere at the moment as they strive to get this ball, and it finally goes out of bounds on the right half-forward line for East Fremantle. Castley number 10. McIntosh number 1, and Banks 25. Les Mummy. And out of bounds 20 yards further on in the centre wing position. Well, not much between the two teams here as the second quarter draws to a close. McIntosh and Banks opposed. McIntosh number 1, a good knock. Over to Les Mummy. Too slow to get rid of it, and the kick's been awarded against him. Looks like Michael Regan taking the kick. Nearly in the centre of the ground with Kieran Gard on the mark. Short pass. Barry Biffin at half forward, driving in towards full forward. Mycock and Johnson. Johnson high above Mycock. And a well-judged mark there, and 15 yards. Umpire Montgomery ruled that Bob Johnson was tripped by Mycock as he came to the ground. And that brings him 15 yards closer to the East Fremantle goal. He kicked from about 15 to 20 yards out in the right full forward pocket. Well, a crowd roaring as Bob Johnson comes in to take this shot. It could put East Fremantle in front. Yes, it's right through the centre. The scoreboard now reading 6 goals for East Fremantle, 5 goal 9 Claremont, and East Fremantle hit the front by 1 point.
But I think Claremont are paying the penalty by their half-forward line also playing behind the back. They've had just as much play as East Fremantle, but it's breaking down on the half-back.
Well, there it is, a mighty knock from McIntosh. Ken Mann, number 10, opposed to Thornley, 18. Terry O'Brien. And Brewer, 26. It's on the half-forward line now for the Tigers. Picked up by Brewer. A kick in towards full forward. Harvey with the ball. Having a shot towards goal. A beautiful screw kick from Wayne Harvey. And the Claremont Tigers regain the lead. 6 goals, 9 Claremont. 6 goals for East Fremantle. A beautiful snap from Wayne Harvey.
Can't be too long to go here in the second quarter. 5 points the difference. Banks is opposed to McIntosh. No one gets it down effectively. Taken by McIntosh again. Coming out now towards Neesham. Socket off the ground by East Fremantle up towards the full forward line, and missed there to Rogers. The ball taken by Bentley. Bentley puts the ball up towards the full forward line. Rogers, Johnson and Grieve, I should say, going for it near the point post, and it's through for 1 point. East Fremantle. They move along to 6 goals, 5, 41. Claremont 6 goals, 9, 45. John Grieve, the Claremont fullback, to kick the ball into play. Grieve going towards the centre half back with the kick. Fairbrass high in front of the pack, takes a good mark for the Tigers. Plays the ball on, looking out here for Clune. Clune misses the mark. Cormac is in there, taken by Lawrence now. Lawrence puts it up towards the goal square again. Grieve and Johnson going for it. Grieve gives Johnson a hip and a shoulder. What did you think of that one, Mick?
Quite right, Brian. He was definitely interfered with it. Johnson was the only one going for the ball. Grieve made no attempt to go for the ball at all. Quite a good decision.
Well, there we are. Johnson now in possession of the ball in the left full forward pocket, a very, very acute angle. You can see him right next to the boundary line on your screen. A chance to bring up another score now for the blue and white. Johnson has kicked 4 goals today. There goes the kick. Wasn't a bad sort of an effort, right across the face of the goals, and it's out of bounds in the right full forward pocket now for East Fremantle. About 27 minutes of play gone here in the second quarter of the grand final. There comes the throw in. Castley gets it down this time, over towards Michael Smart of Claremont. Smart's in trouble, hand passes out of it though, gets it over to Clune. Clune on the half-back line, gets it a little further around the boundary line towards guard. Out of bounds over there. And we'll see a throw in midway between the left half-back and left centre wing for Claremont. Banks and McIntosh going for the knock. Off the ground by East Fremantle, coming out to Castley unattended at centre-half forward. There goes the hand pass to Chrissy Lawrence. Lawrence setting himself for a shot for the goal. This one looks pretty good. Right through the middle to East Fremantle, and they come back now to take the lead once again. 7-5 East Fremantle, 7-5, 47. Claremont 6 goals, 9, 45, and East Fremantle come back to take a lead of 2 points. Well, first one side and then the other coming back to take the lead. There's the bounce down again. Banks and McIntosh opposed on the ball. Banks gets it down. Edwards takes it, though, from the centre. Rogers almost brings it down. The whistle has sounded, and we'll see a bounce down a little further into Claremont territory from the centre circle. McIntosh goes high this time. Once again, East Fremantle bring it away though through Rogers. Here's Ken Holt coming up from the half-forward line. Brayshaw is there too. Coming out to Cormac, number 6. Cormac beautifully gets into the clear. There goes his kick back towards the centre line. Banks there underneath the ball and a good mark. Marking pretty well. Once again, interference is umpire Montgomery. He's keeping pretty firm control of things. He brings Karen Guard back 15 yards and moves Ted Banks 15 yards closer to the East Fremantle goal. Here goes Banks' kick towards full forward. Johnson and Grieve. Johnson knocks on, knocked away by Mike Cock over towards Parkinson, number 2 for Claremont. Parkinson's on the half-back line. Looking out there for Guard, finds Guard 2. Guard plays on quickly. Over there to Lewis. Lewis back towards Johnson, and Johnson's taken the mark right out on the right half-forward flank for East Fremantle. He's a long way from the goals, but can put this one right down in the goal square. Ken Holt dropping into the goal square is calling for it. There goes the short pass looking for Chrissy Lawrence. Over in the right full forward pocket.
Well, they've certainly let Lawrence go in the second quarter, and he has done a terrific amount of damage.
Lawrence coming in now. 2 points the difference in favour of East Fremantle as Lawrence takes the kick. Holt almost brings it down, knocked away by Claremont again. Fairbrass is there, 23, clears it for the Tigers, back towards the half-back flank. There's Guard, and a beautiful mark to Guard, going over the top of Quinn Lewis, and we're 30 minutes into the second quarter.
Well, that was a beautiful mark from Guard, taken between 2 East Fremantle players, taking the kick on the half-back line, up towards the centre wing. Looks like a kick being awarded to East Fremantle. And Stan Hunter taking that mark on the centre wing. A good kick from Hunter. Deep into the full forward line. Mycock 15 knocks the ball out of bounds. Be thrown in once again. Well, it must be nearly half-time here at the Subiaco Oval. Mycock 15, goes to Banks 25. Lawrence. Over to John Dethridge. He's at centre-half back. The ball goes up to the centre of the ground. Dale Edwards and Cormac, number 6. And nearly a mark to Edwards. Neesham. And there's the siren for the half-time interval. The scoreboard reading East Fremantle 7 goals, 5. Claremont
6 goals, 9, 45. Only about 20 yards out, almost directly in front, and a great opportunity to score. Here goes the kick from Parkinson. This one's right through the middle. Tigers come back to take over the lead once again. 7 goals, 9, 7-9, 51 points. Leading Oldies 7 goals, 5, 47. There's the bounce down again. Mycock going high to get the knock for Claremont. Going out towards Thornley, over his head, taken now by Fairclough, number 9 for Claremont. Up towards the full forward line it goes. Harvey coming out in front of Regan. Regan has the ball and traps it underneath him. A push is the decision from umpire Montgomery, and Con Regan, the East Fremantle fullback, to take the kick. It goes towards the half-back flank. No one can bring it down. Mycock fighting forward. It's over the line out there, and a throw-in on the right half-forward flank for Claremont. 25 is Banks, 15 Mycock. Beats Trizzy Lawrence over the line, another throw-in over there. Banks and Mycock fighting for it. Dethridge comes from behind too. Down it goes to Les Mummy, the Claremont captain, right towards the right full forward pocket, and it's out of bounds once again.
This one's a vital quarter for both sides. Claremont trying to break away, and East Fremantle sticking to them every inch of the way.
You can see this big crowd here for the grand final, and that outer hill is packed to almost capacity over there. There's the throw-in. Mycock and Banks going for it once again, looking for Parkinson. Once again they force it over the line. Another throw-in. Dethridge, Banks, Mycock taking it 15. Down it goes to Bert Thornley. He whizzes it around very smartly. Gains a few yards, and we'll see another throw-in on the left half-back flank for East Fremantle. A lot of coloured slogans hanging over the fence over there too. There's tiger towels and all sorts of signs and mottos all around the outer fence. Throw in again. Banks and Mycock going for it. Dethridge goes high from behind. Down it goes. Claremont get the kick in. Rogers is underneath it once again though for East Fremantle. Plays on quickly towards the centre. Here's Biffin and guard taken by Clune. Clune plays on quickly, gets it over to Les Mummy. He misses the mark. Kerry O'Brien coming through from the back pocket for East Fremantle. Gets them out of trouble. Out towards the wing. Cormac in the front position with Fairclough. Out of bounds once again, and another throw-in over there on the left half-forward flank for East, on the left wing, I should say, for East Fremantle. Banks and Mycock going for it again. Interference from the rucks as umpire Montgomery, and the East Fremantle ruckman Ted Banks to take the kick. Banks coming in to put East Fremantle into attack with 5 minutes into the third quarter.
And goes Banks' kick over the centre line. Watson, number 5, but the ball is out of bounds between the left centre wing and left half forward. Mycock, number 15, opposed to Banks, 25. Banks getting the tap over to Watson, up towards half forward. John Rogers there, and John Rogers takes a beautiful mark in the full-back pocket. Have to battle hard there with Harry Bentley. There's a good clearing kick from Rogers, right down to the centre of the ground, but no Claremont player at all, and Ted Banks taking an easy mark. Well, a lot of marks uncontested today. Banks is kicked towards left half forward, and Ken Holt taking that mark in that position. Well, players slowed down a bit since the three-quarter time interval, both sides taking a while to get warmed up. Up towards full forward, and there's Johnson taking that mark in the left full forward pocket, and looks as though he took a knock. Well, he looks as though he took a knock from here. Certainly gasping for a bit of air there. Well, Johnson's going to have a shot between left half forward and left full forward position. Right up to the teeth of goals, and there's another uncontested mark taken by Laurie Watson about 20 yards out, directly in front of the East Fremantle goal. A great opportunity here for Watson to bring back the lead to Al East. There goes the kick. Yes, right through the middle to Watson. 8 goals, 5 East Fremantle. 7 goals, 9 Claremont. Post to Frank Coulson, number 19 for East Fremantle. And there's Coulson and McIntosh. Coulson goes high. Over to Clune. Down towards half forward. But here's Rogers all on his own again. Claremont breaking down on this half-forward line. And Norm Rogers, the centre half-back. Played 176 games for Old East and had a very colourful career. Out to the left half-forward position. There's a breach there, and Brian Fairclough, number 9, the Claremont wingman, been awarded that kick. There's a kick from Fairclough in towards half-forward. Brewer and Rogers. Mike Regan. And there's a Claremont player unattended, Kevin Clune, taking the mark between the centre and centre half-forward position. Well, they'll certainly be looking for Harvey further down. Kevin Clune. Oh, the kick doesn't get much distance. Terry O'Brien. Les Mummy. He's at half-forward. Over to Ian Brewer. Back to Clune. Oh, some handball there that went astray, and it's back in the centre of the ground now. Stan Hunter, 15. Dale Edwards on the ground with Harry Neesham. Claremont are missing some opportunities in their forward area. And the ball will be bounced just forward of the centre position. McIntosh, number 1. Opposed to Coulson. Coulson, 19, high above McIntosh. Picked up by Mummy. Out towards Fairclough. He's over the half-forward line. Ken Mann, number 10. Banks, 25. And Fairclough once again 9. But the ball beats him out of bounds on the right half-forward line for the Tigers. Well, Claremont need more bite in their play in this third quarter if they want to increase the lead with this win behind them. Coulson and McIntosh again. Les Mummy, 11. Clune in towards Harvey and Regan. It looks like Regan interfered with Harvey there, and Wayne Harvey will take the kick about 30 yards out on a slight angle. Well, a chance here for Harvey to score. He has scored, what, 1 goal, Brian?
What's that, Bob?
Harvey has scored 2 goals to date.
Harvey has 2, Bob, yes.
And a chance here to put Claremont back in front. It's a tall full forward. Played 108 games for Claremont. It's a wobbly old kick. Will it get the distance? No. Marked by Con Regan right in the teeth of the goal. He plays on to Trizzy Lawrence. Lawrence, number 2 at half-back. Oh, well spun around Wilson. And Lawrence's kick goes up towards the wing position, marked by Fred Lewis. Fred Lewis, number 8. And Lewis's kick goes towards half-forward, looking for Neesham. But Dale Edwards takes a very safe mark, and we're 10 minutes into this third quarter.
Edwards puts the ball over to Clune in the centre of the ground. Clune gets around Regan. Claremont going into attack. Harvey coming out. Just can't get to the ball. Taken now by Brewer, 26. Thornley trying to come through the pack too. 18 for East Fremantle. Does so now and gets to the centre line and gets East Fremantle out of trouble. Brayshaw there misses it. Ken Holt there and Brayshaw fighting for possession. Brayshaw winning the day and coming away with the ball for Claremont. Gets it back to the centre wing. Ken Mann racing up the wing. Takes the mark for Claremont on the right centre wing.
Claremont have lost a bit of their fire this quarter, Brian.
A lot of dash has gone out of them. Bob, there's the 15-yard rule being brought into force again by umpire Montgomery. Cormac being brought back 15 yards. Ken Mann coming in now to take the kick. Not a very good kick. Mummy almost takes it at centre half forward. Mummy goes to the ground with a knock from Neesham. Neesham soccers away. Here's a fight now between Guard and Neesham for the ball. Guard with plenty of pace gets into the clear, looking for Deathridge here on the half-forward flank. Deathridge and Hunter. Deathridge into the clear, centering the ball. Rogers coming across again, misses the mark this time, taken by Clune. Clune hand passes across to captain Les Mummy, setting himself for a shot. There goes the kick. It's away to the right this time. 1 flag only to Claremont, and they go along to 7 goals 10. 7-10-52. East Fremantle 8 goals 5-53. 1 point the difference in favour of the blue and whites, and once again it's Con Regan to kick the ball back into play.
Well, that flag up there is hardly fluttering at all at the moment, so the breeze not a very important factor, but all the sculling done towards this end of the ground.
Regan's kick again to the centre half back position. McIntosh in front, takes the mark too in front of Coulson. McIntosh out at centre half forward. Not a great deal of movement in the Claremont forward line as McIntosh goes back.
Now look as though they're packing it up from here. All the Claremont forwards running towards the white square.
This one will land right in the goal square. Harvey setting himself high from behind, and a beautiful mark to Wayne Harvey right over the top of Con Regan. Only about 15 to 20 yards out from the goals, directly in front, and he should have no trouble in putting this one through for Claremont.
Great leap, that one, Ron.
It's a beautiful mark. Claremont trailing by 5 points as Harvey comes in. There it goes, right through the middle again. Claremont 8 goals 10 now, 8-10, 58, come back to take over the lead, and that is Harvey's third goal of the game. Well, Harvey seems to be marking quite well, and that broken finger isn't hampering his marking ability at all. The ball in possession of umpire Montgomery again was set for the bounce. McIntosh is on the ball, so is Coulson. Coulson gets the knock this time. Knocked on again by Biffin. Cormac takes it away from the centre for East Fremantle, up to centre half forward. Underneath the ball there is Brayshaw playing strongly for Claremont and holds up that attack. Kicks the ball into Holt though. Holt's at centre half forward in possession for East Fremantle. There goes the pass looking for Johnson. Johnson drops the mark. Scooped up now by Claremont. He's paying the mark, is he? Paying the mark. And Bob Johnson has the ball deep in the left full forward pocket. Well, Johnson carried the ball almost to the ground. Umpire Montgomery has awarded the mark. Pretty acute angle. And there's not too many leads offering either around in the face of the goals as Johnson comes in to take this one. 4 goals to his credit. He's put it right through. That was a beautiful kick of Johnson's, a very acute angle, right through the middle to bring East Fremantle back. They go along now to 9 goals 5 and win their 1 point lead back again, and that is Johnson's 5th goal for the game today. Well, Harvey brought Claremont back into the lead, and Johnson replied immediately. Here's the bounce down again. Socket away from the bounce down again by East Fremantle. Fairbrass coming across from centre half back. Bentley has the ball for East Fremantle. Up towards the half-forward line, there's no one home, and it's over the line there, out of bounds on the right half-forward flank for East Fremantle. A throw in there on the right half-forward flank with 15 minutes into the third quarter now.
Here's Coulson and McIntosh battling it out again. Over to Mike Smart. Well, East Fremantle tackling hard there. John Parkinson down to the wing position, and Dale Edwards, number 8, taking a nice mark in front of Harry Neesham. There's Edwards' kick towards half-forward. Brewer and Rogers. John Dethridge, number 7. But Claremont don't seem to be going in as hard this quarter as they have done, and East Fremantle taking the game away from them. Here's Alan Mycock coming onto the ball. Close to Norm Rogers and Coulson. Over to Watson. Harry Bentley. Over the half-forward line now, up towards Lewis and Smart. And Lewis has awarded that mark on the right half-forward position for Old East. Lewis playing on the right half-forward flank, and Tony Castley at the centre half-forward. A good kick from Lewis. Brayshaw, 25. Back to left half-back for Claremont. Lewis in front again, number 8, opposed to Mike Smart, 14. John Brayshaw. Over to Kieran Gard. He's on the half-back line for Claremont. Centres the ball to Dethridge, and Dethridge takes the mark in the left half-back position. Well held there by Michael Regan, and couldn't play on. Oh, a high punt kick, and it's gone astray. It's in the centre of the ground now. A poor kick from Dethridge, that one. Kieran Gard. Over to Brian Fairclough, number 9, on the centre wing. Oh, and well shepherded there by Ken Mann, and Captain Les Mummy takes the mark on the half-forward line, and I think Ken Mann took a heavy bump there and went to the ground. Flat out on the ground there, attended by trainers as Les Mummy takes his kick in towards full forward. Harvey here, opposed by 2 East Fremantle players, but Harvey takes the mark. Regan in front and Terry O'Brien behind, but Harvey used that big frame of his to reach up about 20 yards in front of the goal. A further chance for Claremont. And there's a good kick from Harvey. 4 goals to Wayne Harvey, 9 goals 10 Claremont, 9 goals 5 East Fremantle. Back with umpire Montgomery. Alan Mycock opposed to Ted Banks. Dale Edwards, number 8. Up to half-forward line for East Fremantle, picked up by Ken Holt. Up towards Grieve and Johnson again in the left full-forward position. Oh, Johnson and Rogers clash there. A heavy clash in that position. Grieve comes out with the ball. He's at half-back now. And goes Greaves, kick towards the centre wing. John Parkinson, number 2, on the centre wing. Down towards half-forward for Claremont. Brewer and Rogers again. Brewer's got the front position, but Rogers takes it up him. John Dethridge. And Conregan coming through strongly. Must be holding the ball now. What was that, Nick? Holding the ball or holding the man?
In my book.
I think Montgomery was quite right. Conregan hadn't control of the ball. He played it on in front of him. He was pulled away from the ball as he was tackled.
Disagree.
That was a touchy decision there. That decision could have gone either way. Steve Marsh on one side, Mick Cronin on the other, but Frank Coulson has taken the mark now on the left half-back flank. A rugged bit of play there. Back to the centre of the ground. Mycock 15. Darryl Cormack, number 6, with the ball. Up towards half-forward and Ken Holt, but beats Ken Holt over the line and out of bounds on the left half-forward position. Well, Ken Mann is still on his feet, attended by 2 trainers there on the left half-forward line. But the ball's over the half-forward line for East Fremantle. Buck Rogers clears again. Oh, a beautiful kick down to the... Oh, there's something behind the play there. I didn't see that one. And the kick has been awarded once again against Claremont. Well, Claremont have given a number of kicks away behind the play. And here's another opportunity for East Fremantle. Harry Bentley it is. About 50 yards out, directly in front of the East Fremantle goal. There's Bentley's kick. It's a good kick from Bentley, but to the right, and a further point to the East Fremantle side. 9 goals, 10 Claremont, 9 goals, 6 East Fremantle, and Bert Thornley has been moved to the centre for the East Fremantle side, and we're 20 minutes into this third quarter.
Yes, it's 4 points the difference as Green kicks the ball back into play, going to the centre half-back. Big pack play. Claremont take it. There goes the hand pass over to Brian Fairclough. He goes over the centre line. The pass is on to Brewer. A good pass too. Brewer takes the ball. He's up forward of the centre half-forward position. The pass is on now to Kevin Clune, right at the centre half-forward spot. Finds Clune too. Little clash there between Hunter and Wayne Harvey as Kevin Clune has the ball right at the centre half-forward position. And he should put this one well down with the breeze behind him, which feels a little fresher at the moment. There goes the kick. It'll land right on the edge of the square. Knocked away by Regan. Rogers there, number 11 for East Fremantle. Out to the half-back line. Cormack coming across with Fairclough. Fairclough wins the day. Gets nicely into the clear, going towards the goals, and there's the kick. Through for 1 point. Another point to Claremont, and they go on to 9 goals, 11. 9-11, 65. 5-point advantage, the kick in. This time being taken by Frank Coulson of East Fremantle. Out to the half-back flank. Mark missed by East Fremantle. Mycock bursting his way through. There's the hand pass to Les Mummy. Mummy setting himself for a shot. This one will be close too.
Hit the post.
Hit the post. A post to the Claremont. Bad luck for them. 9 goals, 12, 66 points.
Looks as though Les Mummy's got cramp out there on the half-forward line.
Here's the kick in, going out quickly to Chrissy Lawrence in the back pocket. Les Mummy down on the ground. Lawrence runs around Clune. There goes the kick. Finds Thornley too on the half-back line. Thornley plays on quickly. Lewis coming across. Fairbrass coming in, 23 for Claremont. Back towards the centre half-forward position, a miss by Rogers. Dethridge is there. Dethridge hand passes quickly to Wilson. Wilson's at centre half-forward, over to Ken Mann, number 10. Mann with another hand pass looking for Mummy. Mummy's caught by Coulson, must be holding the ball. Coulson grabbed hold of Mummy like a flash. Holding the ball, the decision, and Coulson will take the kick on the half-back line for East Fremantle, and listen to the crowd roar over that one. Les Mummy is down on the ground again.
Looked like a pretty high tackle from here, Brian.
There's a good mark to Alan Mycock, the Claremont ruckman. That might be the event that Claremont need to stir themselves up. Ball coming across, Mr. Wilson. Out it goes to Les Mummy this time. Gets around Neesham, sent to the ground again with a hard knock from Conregan. It's on over there. Wayne Harvey comes in on the top of Conregan. Neesham is there too. Umpires, boundary umpires, and everybody. What do you think of that lot, Mick?
well, everybody's in that. Everyone's in a little... They're coming from everywhere. Well, I think it's being straightened out now. Monty's got them under control. Trizzy Lawrence is in there as he's trying to quieten things down. That's a little bit of a change.
It's one thing Claremont can't afford to do.
Now, if they mix it with East Fremantle, they're gone. They've got to keep out. It's on again.
There's the bounce down from Montgomery. Knock taken by Ted Banks. Mycock in there, 15 for Claremont, trying to burst through. The hand pass to Wilson. Back again to Les Mummy. Stan Hunter sends him a bump. Murray goes down. Hunter trying to come through. Over to Trizzy Lawrence. He's met heavily too. Brewer grabs him. There's the whistle. Trizzy Lawrence has been awarded a kick for being tackled too high. I didn't like that one too much, Mick.
No, should have been holding the ball. He definitely held the ball. He never tried it any way to get rid of the ball. He just hung onto it, and he got a free kick for round the neck.
Well, the game's really on here in the third quarter of the grand final, and as Steve said, Claremont can't afford to mix it up with East Fremantle. That's just what's happening at the moment, and Claremont are hanging to a 6-point advantage. Lawrence to take the kick, Money on the mark. Here's the short one, looking for Neesham, finds him too at centre-half back. Kick is smothered by Ian Brewer. The ball's at centre-half forward. Brewer hand passes over to Mann. Mann potting the ball towards the goal square. Regan is there with Wilson. I think Wilson is marked over the top. Is he? No, it's Regan in front, taking the ball right on the edge of the goal square for East Fremantle. 6 points the difference. Regan right next to the point post. Out towards half-back it goes. Banks came high, taken by Neesham. Hand passed on to Lawrence. Lawrence gets the ball back to the centre. Over guard's head. Biffin waits for it. Biffin puts the ball out towards the half-forward flank for East Fremantle. Here's a race. Cassidy's limping badly. Smart shows a bit of pace, gets into the clear. On the half-forward line. Gets around Biffin. Carries the ball down toward the full-forward line. There's no one home there for Claremont though. And a good mark once again to Con Regan, the East Fremantle fullback.
I think Cassidy will come up the ground there, Brian.
Cassidy's limping badly. Right in front of the members' stand. What do you think, Mick? Do you think he'll come up?
Oh, it's a shame to see him there. He can't. He can hardly walk. I think he's going off now, Brian. Yes, the East Fremantle reserve is coming on now.
East Fremantle bringing the ball away. It's at the centre-half back position for them.
Coulson's taken a bad knock on the hand there. Well, players going down like ninepins in this vital third quarter, and Coulson looks as though he's in trouble there at full back with that hand.
Bob Johnson coming down the ground too.
Everyone's coming down this end of the ground.
"25 minutes of play gone here in this quarter. The ball coming out towards Kevin Clune here on the half-forward flank. Tackled by Biffin. Caught two. Gets it over towards Guard. Hunter coming in for the tackle. Guard centres the ball. Intercepted by Thornley. Thornley has the ball. He's tackled too. Out to Biffin it comes once again. Edwards going over to tackle Biffin. Pulls him off the kick. It's up on the centre wing. That's Lally, the 19th man on the ground for East Fremantle. Pulled over the line with the ball, and we'll see a throw in there. 25 minutes of play gone.
Well, here's the throw-in on the centre wing now. Mycock and Banks. Laurie watching us come for a run on the ball now. Here comes John Fairbrass showing plenty of dash. Oh, there's nobody home for down at half-forward line. Harry Neesham, 14. Neesham playing on a half-back flank now in place of Thornley. And there's the ball kicked over the centre line position. Cormac, number 6. Brayshaw, 25. Ryan Fairclough showing plenty of pace there. Back to the wing position, but out of bounds. 6 minutes of this third quarter gone. And players tense as this third quarter draws to a close. Claremont trying to push the ball forward. A beautiful knock from McIntosh. On the centre wing now, Parkinson. Over to Ken Mann, having trouble. Oh, it looked like a rabbit killer from here. Well, there's certainly some punishment being taken. Getting evens, right. Some punishment taken here in this third quarter. And players are going to line up for the last, some sore and sorry players. There's Ken Mann taking the kick. Towards centre half forward, looking for McIntosh, and found that player. McIntosh would be in a true centre half forward position. And certainly first force the ball forward here. Harvey doesn't seem to have much support on the ground when the ball comes to the ground down in this full forward position. There's McIntosh's kick towards full forward. Harvey and Regan. Over the head and out of bounds in the left full forward position. Well, 6 points the difference in favour of the Tigers. 27 minutes of the third quarter gone, and McIntosh number 1, opposed to Banks 25. Mummy 11, having a shot, and it's right through the middle. And that lengthens Claremont's lead to 12 points.
Coulson down here. Coulson's on the ground. I would say he would have a broken arm by the way he looked. And I tell you what, if this fella comes off the ground, East Fremantle are going to be in bother.
Well, there's Claremont going into attack again through Fairclough. Up towards Harvey and Regan. Regan, 21. Tackled hard by Harvey. Oh, some hard tackling now. And here comes Frank Coulson off the ground, a very unlucky player. He certainly looks as though there's something wrong with that arm. He's here right in front of our cameras. Oh, it's his finger sticking right out of joint, his right finger. Bad luck, Frank Coulson. And here's the ball deep in the full forward pocket. John Dethridge, number 7. John Parkinson taking the mark about 20 yards out, deep in the full forward pocket. Oh, a terrible hand pass. And left Les Mummy nothing else to do but get flattened. The ball's now back at the half-back position for East Fremantle. Banks clears it. Darryl Cormack showing a ton of pace here in the centre of the ground. And umpire Montgomery said he threw the ball away. And the kick will be awarded to Claremont. Ian Brewer. Well, play getting very tense here in the vital minutes of this third quarter. 29 minutes of this third quarter gone. Ian Brewer taking the kick. All right, good kick from Brewer right down to Ford's full forward. Harry Neesham and Dethridge. And John Dethridge, number 7, takes the mark. Deep in the right full forward pocket. Well, a chance here for Claremont. All eyes on John Dethridge as he goes back, heavily bandaged, to take this shot for goal. The Tigers 12 points in front in this third quarter running out. There goes the kick. It's in the 10-yard square. McIntosh is high in the air, but the ball punched through, and a further point to the Claremont side. 10 goals, 13 Claremont. 9 goals, 6 East Fremantle. A 13-point advantage. Con Regan, the veteran fullback, 244 games to his credit, taking the kick in. Ooh, not much distance. A chance here for Dethridge. Nearly took that mark, but Harry Neesham takes the ball. Up towards the half-back line. Darryl Cormack, number 6. Punched on towards Dave Emery on the ground. Took Frank Coulson's place. And Emery's kick goes up towards the half-forward. Grieve and Johnson. That's in the half-forward line now for East Fremantle. Dave Emery, 22. Knocks over to Bert Thornley. Up towards full forward. And Alan Mycock. Mycock coming from the back of the pack. Using that big bulk of his. And take a brilliant mark in defence for Claremont. And we're 30 minutes into this third quarter.
Well, that was a timely mark by Alan Mycock for Claremont, holding up that East Fremantle attack. Claremont holding a 13-point advantage and time running out here in the third quarter. Mycock's kick coming down towards the centre line. Lewis goes high, a beautiful mark to Fred Lewis, high on the back of John Fairbrass to pull down a beautiful mark for the East Fremantle. Driving the ball back towards Bob Johnson again. Johnson and Dave Johnson goes to the ground. What do you think of that one? I thought it was a stage myself.
Now, I would agree that it was a good decision. As Johnson came forward, he tripped over Greaves' leg, but I think it was a good decision. Johnson's kick.
Anyway, Johnson coming in now to take the kick. He's directly in front of the goal.
Listen to the roar of the crowd.
Looks all right from here, the kick from Johnson. Yes, it's through for a goal. That's a valuable one for East Fremantle. Set for the bounce down once again. Banks opposed to McIntosh. McIntosh gets it out. It goes to Fairclough. Fairclough sends the ball to half forward. Harvey coming out a long way from the goals in front of Con Regan. Over to Brewer. Brewer puts it right up to full forward. There's no one home up there. Dethridge in the goal square. Shepherding off. Couldn't make the distance. Coming away to the half-back line. Ken Mann is out there. Ken Mann pops the ball back once again and marked by Ian Brewer in the right full forward pocket for Claremont. Brewer pretty deep in the right full forward pocket. Claremont need to score badly here, going against this Breeze. 1 point in advance as Brewer comes in for the kick. It's a poor old kick though from Ian Brewer. The one flagger only, and Claremont move along to 10 goals 14. 10-14, 74. 2 points the difference, and the kick in coming from Con Regan. Mark taken there by Ted Banks, marking pretty well today in front of Ken Mann. Leaders on now to Fred Lewis, coming across from half forward. Knocked away by Fairbrass. Fairbrass gains possession. Up towards the centre line. Regan coming across, takes the mark for East Fremantle. Handballs on quickly to Neesham. Neesham goes over the centre line. Up towards half forward. Rogers, though, misses the mark. Over the back to Michael Smart. Back to the wing it goes. Here's Fairclough underneath it with Cormac. Brayshaw goes in, pushed off the kick, and we'll see a throw in right in front of the members' stand of Subiaco.
Brian, we've got the approximate attendance here as 43,000.
43,000, just a little short of the record. There's the throw in. McIntosh gets it down to Parkinson. Hand pass on again to Fairclough. Over the line, another throw in there. Claremont gaining 3 or 4 more yards closer to their goal. McIntosh and Banks going for the knock. Down towards Parkinson again. Goes to the ground, picked up by Dale Edwards. Edwards passes the ball up, looking for Ken Mann over his head, and a mark there to Harry Neesham. Neesham looking for Red Lewis. Over his head it goes, taken now by Karen Gard, getting into the clear. Gard goes over the centre line, up to the half-forward line, looking for Deathridge. Emery in the way, though. Emery going across, ball taken there by Wilson. Over to Mummy. Right up on the edge of the goal square as it picked up by Rogers and kicked into the clear once again. Here's a race between Gard and Rogers. Gard number 5 gets the ball, tackled without it. Must have the kick out on the left half forward flank, and Karen Gard has the kick for Claremont. Pretty poor old kick though, very close to the boundary line. Deathridge has the ball, deep in the left full forward pocket. There goes his kick. Out of bounds, the decision, and we'll see a throw in around next to the left point post for Claremont. 2 points the difference. We're 5 minutes into the final quarter in the 64 grand final.
Here's the throw in next to the point post in the left full forward position for the Tigers. McIntosh won, opposed to him. A beautiful knock from Dave Emery. Down towards Biffin. Over to Harry Bentley. Now it's Ted Banks, chips in and kicks the ball towards the centre line. Thornley and Edwards. Ball in the centre of the ground. Brian Fairclough, what a racehorse this fellow is. Up towards half forward. There goes a kick towards full forward. Harvey and Regan. And that's interference to Harvey. And Harvey will take this kick about 15 yards out and should certainly register a further score here to the Tigers. Well, Harvey and Regan had a solid battle in that full forward, full back position all day. Harvey's kicked 4. And all eyes on the big, tall full forward as he comes in to have a shot. Oh, it's full points to Claremont and Harvey. The scoreboard now reads, when I can see it for the attendance, 11 goals, 14 Claremont, 11 goals, 6 East Fremantle, 8 points advantage to the Tigers. Alan Mycock, number 15. Opposed to Dave Emery, 22. Players tense now as they battle to win this premiership for their side. It's at half forward for East Fremantle. Mike Smart coming through, takes a heavy knock, continues on, throws the ball over to Fairclough. And there it is in the centre of the ground, up towards Brewer and Rogers, but Norm Rogers, very strong in defence, has been all day taking that mark. Norm Rogers, the veteran East Fremantle half-back, kicking towards half forward for the blue and whites. McIntosh. Mike Smart battling again, showing plenty of spirit, these two teams. Barry Biffin, number 7, on the centre wing. Tackled hard by Gard, over to Edwards. Back to Karen Gard, running towards half forward. Looking for a player in the centre and found him, Ian Brewer. On to Dale Edwards at half forward, the kick goes towards full forward. He's flattened by Wayne Harvey. A kick awarded as Edwards was flattened. It's Jeff Wilson taking the kick. He'd be about 40 to 45 yards out directly in front. He doesn't get much distance, this fellow, but if ever he's going to kick a goal, he has to kick one now. It won't reach the distance. It's in the square practically. Players fighting hard there in that full forward position. So East Fremantle relieve and kick towards the left half-back position. John Deathridge. That's still on the half-back position for East Fremantle. The ball forced over the line and out of bounds. Well, with about 12 minutes of this final quarter gone, it's still anybody's game here in the grand final at Subiaco Oval. 8 points the difference in favour of the Claremont Tigers. And a crowd of 43,000 here voicing their opinions for their side. There's the throw-in. Mycock 15, opposed to Emery 22. Over to Wilson. Back to Parkinson. There goes the kick in towards full forward, but once again astray. 1 point, is it? Yes, 1 point to the Claremont Tigers, 11-15 to East Fremantle, 11 goals 6. Con Regan taking the kick in. There's a good kick from Regan towards the centre half back. Brewer towards full forward. Les Mummy, number 11. Terry O'Brien, number 9. It's in the full forward pocket and forced through for a further point to Claremont. 11-16 to Monts, 11-6 East Fremantle, and no time wasted by Con Regan. It's half forward for East Fremantle. Laurie Watson. Oh, out to the wing position and right in the arms of Ken Mann. Oh, Claremont seem to have saved the initiative in this last 5 minutes. Ken Mann taking the kick. Oh, Mann's kick doesn't get much distance, but it's up towards full forward. John Dethridge. But forced out of bounds between left half forward and left full forward position. Well, looks like a great finish in this grand final. Mycock, number 15, still on the ball for Claremont, opposed to Emery, 22. Oh, and Emery's getting high in the air, knocks that ball away. Half forward now for Claremont. Over to Dale Edwards, number 8. He's kicking towards full forward. A chance there for Harvey. He's practically in the white square. Brings around and Les Mummy, but the mark's not allowed. Kicked up the ground by Kevin Clune. And there's a full point to Claremont.
They're all over the place, East Fremantle. There's some very tired boys out there now. They're even walking off the ball. They're not coming back. Trivy Lawrence has gone up onto the ball. This may make a difference. If he's going to bring them out of it, he should do now.
Let's see what happens. There's the bounce down again. Claremont getting the knock. Rogers and Brewer having a great tussle at centre half back. Rogers gets it away for East Fremantle. Back to the centre. Mycock is there for Claremont though and takes the mark. A little backward of the centre line. Mycock's kick to the half-forward line. Dethridge trying to get between two East Fremantle players. And once again, it's Rogers. What a great player he's been for East Fremantle today. Coming towards the half-forward line, Lewis and Fairbrass. Down to the ground, picked up by Mann. Up to half-forward. Off the ground again by Rogers. Here's Dale Edwards coming across. He misses the ball. Picked up by Thornley. Out it goes. Holding the ball, screams the crowd. Free kick going the way of Claremont, and it's Kieran Gard to take the kick backward of the centre line for the Claremont Tigers. 16 points the difference as Gard puts the ball towards half forward. Taken now by John Dethridge coming across. Harry Neesham is there too. Darryl Cormack, I beg your pardon, Biffin comes out with it. There goes the hand pass to Michael Regan. Foot pass to Michael Regan. He's midway between the centre and half-forward line. Johnson calling for the ball up at full forward. The way it goes, it'll land right on the edge of the goal square. Grieve and Johnson fighting. McIntosh knocks away from behind. Here's Bentley in the pocket. Bentley puts the ball back to half-forward, looking for Holt. Rogers is coming out, meets him heavily. Right on the boundary line it is. Brayshaw and Holt fighting for it. It's over the line, and a throw in there on the left half-forward flank for East Fremantle. Banks and McIntosh waiting for the throw-in. Thornley coming through strongly in the clear. He's in the pocket, going towards the goals. There's the kick. It's right across the face. East Fremantle waiting in the pocket. Laurie Watson. The short pass is on to Lewis. Lewis drops the mark. Fairbrass coming out in front of Lewis now. 23 for Claremont, playing the ball along strongly. He goes to the ground. Michael Smart goes through too. Comes through with a half pump. Gets the ball over to Kieran Gard on the far wing. Gard gets around an East Fremantle player too. Claremont going forward towards the centre line. There's the Dethridge taking the mark in the centre. Up towards the half-forward line it goes. East Fremantle, Terry O'Brien takes the mark to hold up that Claremont attack. Right at centre half back, O'Brien with the ball. Back towards the centre line it comes again. McIntosh waiting behind, goes high and takes a beautiful mark for Claremont. The leader's on to Kevin Clune on the half-forward flank. Clune has the ball, he's pretty tired. Play on, says the umpire. Neesham brings it away. The kick smothered by McIntosh. Over to Clune again. Hand pass over the head looking for Fairclough. Fairclough's there with Emery. Thornley there too, number 18. Out it comes to Fairclough again. Neesham manages to get it over the line and out of bounds on the right half forward flank for Claremont. 16 points the difference in favour of Claremont. McIntosh and Banks gave her the knock this time. Down it comes. East Fremantle get the kick in. Landing in no man's land. Kevin Clune underneath it and takes the mark for Claremont. And Clune looks a tired player as he comes back to take this kick almost on the wing. There's the kick from Clune. It's up towards full forward. Wayne Harvey right behind the pack, came right through over the top of Emery to take a beautiful mark. Well, he's got his marking gloves on today. There's no doubt about that.
He certainly has. Claremont have found an extra edge in pace over these last 10 minutes. They looked as though they were lagging, but they've certainly come back.
There's Harvey's kick. It's a one flagger only. They move along now to 12 goals, 17, 12-17, 89. It stretches the margin to 17 points. And now we're 15 minutes into the final quarter.
Well, half the last quarter gone here in the grand final, and 17 points the difference in favour of the Claremont Tigers as Regan kicks into play. A good kick from Con Regan over the half-back line. The centre of the ground now. Mike Regan over to Banks. And Banks in the centre of the ground now. Kicks the ball up towards the half-forward line looking for Johnson. And Johnson takes the mark. Well out of his position at centre half-forward. There's a player coming off the ground for Claremont up there. Bob Johnson kicking the ball at centre half forward. There goes Johnson's kick right into the white square. Ken Holt. And Holt snaps the ball through for a goal. 12 goals, 17 Claremont. 12 goals, 6 East Fremantle. Erwin Lewis has come on the ground for Claremont. Ted Banks with McIntosh in the centre of the ground now. Dale Edwards. Trizzy Lawrence. Les Mummy, number 11. Up towards half forward. Norm Rogers, number 11. That kicked away by Hunter. Towards Lewis, and Fred Lewis takes a beautiful mark in front of Fairbrass between the centre line and centre half forward. Well, it's anybody's game here. What a game, what a last quarter. Bob Johnson and flies high, and Johnson takes the mark. About 30 yards out directly in front of the East Fremantle goal. And there's messages going everywhere all over the ground. A chance here for Johnson to bring East Fremantle closer to the Claremont score. 78-89 as Johnson takes the kick. It looks good from here, yes, right through the middle. 84 points to East Fremantle. 89 points to Claremont, and it's 5 points the difference. We're about 18 minutes into this final quarter. How many's that? 8 to Johnson, is it? 1 to Mike Regan, 2 to Watson, 1 to Lawrence, and 1 to Holt. What do you think from here, Steve? Can you pick it?
Well, I think this is about the only stage of the game where East Fremantle have taken charge. Right throughout the day, Claremont's tenacity and their spirit have kept tagging away, but now East Fremantle are just starting to come back into it. If they can continue this, well, that remains to be seen.
And McIntosh has gone to full back on Johnson.
Well, there's a move. McIntosh to full back, and it's a hard slogging game here. Emery in the centre of the ground now. Darryl Cormack. Bert Thornley, he's holding the man, says umpire Montgomery. And Thornley will take the kick in the centre of the ground. 5 points the difference. Some extra players on the back line here for Claremont trying to stem the pressure. There goes a kick towards half forward. Lewis, number 8. Over to Mike Regan, 17. There goes Regan's kick towards full forward. Johnson high, picked up by Larry Watson in the white square. And he's booted it through for 4 points to East Fremantle, but umpire Montgomery, yes, he's allowed it. And East Fremantle hits the front. 14 goals, 6 East Fremantle. 12 goals, 17 Claremont. 90-89, and 1 point the difference. Well, what a fight here in the last quarter at the Subiaco Oval in this 1964 grand final. East Fremantle looked as though they were beaten. Coming back down and taking the lead by 1 point. There's Dave Emery on the ball, number 22. Opposed to Alan Nycock, number 15. Some tired players out there, but giving everything. There's a mighty knock from Nycock. Up towards half forward. Brewer, 26, suckers off the ground. Terry O'Brien. It's all East Fremantle up there, but Parkinson picks it up. Up towards full forward again. Dethridge is there. And Harvey. It's on the Claremont half forward line now, and what a battle this is. Harry Neesham Nobody wants the ball. Well, nobody's going to go in and get it, I should say, as the ball is bounced on the half-back line for Claremont. Well, a vital stage of the last quarter.
Bob, look where Thornley is. Thornley's playing in the centre. He's up right in the goal mouth.
Thornley's gone up to stem the tide, and Dale Edwards is on his own in the centre at the moment. Here goes it's in the half-forward line for Claremont. Brewer over towards Kevin Clune, the Tiger himself, but it's out of bounds between right half-forward and right full-forward, and we're 20 minutes into this final quarter here at Subiaco Oval.
Here's the zone now. Players going through on the half-forward line. Money trying to force his way through. Hips and shoulders and everything going up there in the half-forward line. Let's see what we sort out of this lot. Lawrence with the free kick on the half-back line for East Fremantle. East Fremantle holding a 1-point lead. Lawrence sends the ball down towards the centre line. Lewis goes high, can't bring it down, taken by Dale Edwards. It's over the line again there. We'll see a throw-in. A free kick. About free kick the ball. And the relayed kick is taken now by Kevin Clune. Claremont fighting back, 1 point down. Right up to the full forward line. It goes, and Harvey, a magnificent mark. Harvey came right over the top. You saw it in the screen. A fingertip mark over the top of 2 or 3 East Fremantle players. And if you can bring this one off, Mickey will be the hero of the day.
Brian, that was a beauty. Steve just said he's having a birthday. There's no doubt about that, but I think he's just killed.
That broken finger's not affecting his marking, but it's affecting his kicking, I think.
Well, there's another point to Claremont. 12 goals, 18. 90 points apiece. It's even Stevens in the grand final. The kick out from Con Regan to the half-back flank. Rogers is there. The ever-reliable Rogers takes the mark.
We might be here again next week, Brian. At this stage, it's a draw.
Rogers kicked towards the half-forward line for East Fremantle. There's a big pack there, knocked away by McIntosh, landing in the hands of Mycock. Mycock brushes away an attacker, gets into the clear, up towards the half-forward line. No one home for Claremont. And once again, Rogers has taken the mark. He's had a million kicks today for East Fremantle on the half-back line.
Here goes Sonny Mafina out with another message.
Rogers kicked back towards the centre wing. Imrie going high, knocked away. Hands over the back of the pack. East Fremantle in possession. The hand pass over to Trizzy Lawrence. He's at centre half forward. There goes the kick. This will go right in the goal square. Johnson and Grieve going for it. Knocked away by Grieve and forced through. Another one flag at Holbeast, and they come back to take over the lead. 18 goals, 7. What am I saying? 13 goals, 7, 91. 13-7, 91. A point of 1 lead to East Fremantle again. Towards the half-back flank it goes. Interference to Claremont, says umpire Montgomery, and John McIntosh, the player, to take the kick.
Well, there's some tired players out there, but they're exerting themselves to the last ounce, putting every bit of energy they can in this last 5 or 10 minutes.
McIntosh up towards the centre wing with the kick. There's another good mark up there to an East Fremantle player.
Young O'Brien.
Tommy O'Brien, a long way down from his back pocket on the centre wing. Another player on the ground, I notice, up in the pocket too.
Looks like Con Regan. No, it isn't.
Could be Rogers.
There goes O'Brien's kick towards the half-forward line. Another good mark to Claremont. Alan Mycock it is. Mycock gets the ball back towards the centre wing. There's a pack going for it again. Brewer soccers off the ground, coming out to Michael Regan of East Fremantle. Knocked back again by Brewer. Ken Mann and Regan chase it to the boundary line. It's over. We'll see a throw-in a little forward of the centre line in Claremont territory. 1 point the difference.
Brian, that player was Rogers down in the forward in the back pocket.
Here's the throw-in. Michael Regan going to the ball close to the boundary line. Back towards the half-forward line for East Fremantle. There's a beautiful mark. Darryl Cormack, beautiful mark.
I think Mycock thought he had that, and Cormack just took it out of his hands.
Here's the ball landing at centre half forward, knocked away by Brayshaw. Fairbrass goes in. Number 20 is Holt, picked up now by Fairbrass. The hand pass goes over, looking for Rogers. Claremont forcing it up to the centre wing, over the line and out of bounds over there, which was fortunate because it looked like holding the ball. Over the line and out of bounds, a throw-in midway between the half-forward line and centre line for East Fremantle. Imrie and Mycock going for the knock. Players are pretty tired. No one can get in and pick it up, and umpire Montgomery decides to have a bounce down. There's the bounce again. Mycock going high. Here's Thornley forcing his way over the half-forward line. He's chased by Fairbrass up to the full-forward pocket, and again McIntosh takes the mark.
Well, what a great finish for a grand final.
Can't get it much closer. 1 point the difference in favour of East Fremantle. There goes the kick. Fairclough tries to break away. Darryl Cormack goes down. Tripped the decision from umpire Montgomery, and Darryl Cormack has the kick on the right centre wing. A lot of players gathered around the half-forward line for East Fremantle as Cormack sends the ball down towards full forward. Almost to Mark Delally, taken now by Smart. He's in big trouble. Picked up by McIntosh. He's in trouble too. The whistle sounds, and we'll see a bounce down again there in the right full forward pocket for East Fremantle. There's messages going out all over the ground from trainers as we await this bounce down. The game couldn't be more tense. Regan's gone into the centre now. Michael Regan in the centre. There's the bounce down in the back pocket. Taken by Emery. Here's Rogers bringing it away for Claremont. Pulled off the kick by Trizzy Lawrence. Trizzy Lawrence picks it up. There goes the snap. Away to the right. Grievers there for Claremont. It's out of bounds. Slides with two little boys, if you don't mind, coming on to intercept it. And we'll see a throw in the right full forward pocket for East Fremantle. But 25 minutes into the final quarter. 1 point the difference.
There's a mighty knock from Johnson. Point. And forces the ball through for East Fremantle for a valuable point. 14 goals, 8, 92. 12 goals, 18, 90. As John Greaves into play, looking for Erwin Lewis. And finding that player. Erwin Lewis came onto the ground as a reserve. Oh, bad kick from Lewis, right in the arms of Barry Biffin. There's Biffin looking for Lawrence. John Rogers is there. Lawrence number 2, Rogers 18. He's in the full forward pocket. And snaps, and it's out of bounds in the left full forward pocket for the East Fremantle side. We might get the official time from the timekeepers if we can keep our eye open up there. There's the throw-in. Johnson has come on the ball with McIntosh. It's in the full forward pocket for East Fremantle. There's Thornley bursting his way through. And a beautiful piece of work by Bert Thornley. Came well down, get his left foot to the ball and put that through for 6 points to the East Fremantle side. A very valuable goal.
Mike Regan.
15 goals, 8, 98. 12 goals, 18, 90. About 26 minutes into this final quarter. McIntosh number 1 on the ball for Claremont. Dave Emery 22. Oh, and Emery's knocked to half forward. Kevin Clune number 6. Claremont fighting back. There goes Clune's kick towards half forward. Dethridge there. Number 7. Kicked up towards Harvey and Regan. And Con Regan, bustling with Harvey, comes out and takes a safe mark in the East Fremantle defence. Well, as coaches, committee men, trainers all around the ground urging their respective sides what to do. And there goes Regan's kick out towards the half-back line. Neesham 14. Kicks the ball back into play. Biffin number 7, a good mark to Barry Biffin. And Biffin takes the mark with 27 minutes, 2 minutes into time on. Barry Biffin taking the mark on the left half-back flank. There's a big pack of players. It's in the centre wing position now. John Rogers well up from his position. John Fairbrass in the centre of the ground. Over Brian Fairclough, the racehorse. And there goes his left foot kick up towards the half-forward line. John Parkinson, but there's too many East Fremantle play. No, he's taken it away again. Well done, John Parkinson. Up to the white square, and there's Ian Brewer, who puts it through. Well, what a game, what a fight here at Subiaco Oval. 92 points to 98. And what do you think from here, Mick Cronin?
Well, it looks anybody's game from here. Claremont are fighting back in an admirable spirit. There's no doubt about it. They're right. They looked as if they were gone, but they've come right back. East Fremantle have players down everywhere. Trizzy Lawrence has given instructions. Young Emery's on the ball. And here it is back with umpire Montgomery for this final throwdown.
Well, we're 3 minutes into the time-on period. There must be about 3 or 4 minutes to go. 2 points the difference in favour of the blue and whites. And everybody's in the centre on the ball. Trizzy Lawrence down towards the half-forward line. Here's John Reid, first in the race to the ball. Taking the kick at right half-back. There goes his kick up towards the centre wing. John McIntosh there with Banks. John McIntosh with the ball over to Les Mummy. He's at half-forward. There goes the kick into centre half-forward at Terry O'Brien. Judging the ball exactly there, taking the mark in the centre half-back position. Well, a lucky kick going either way could win this premiership. A little bit of luck helps a lot in these final few minutes as players are very tired and very sore. Terry O'Brien taking his time. There goes his kick out towards the wing. John Rogers, 18, and Trizzy Lawrence, number 2. Fairbrass, 23. Out on the wing now to Kieran Guard. Looking for Lewis further afield, but out of bounds in the right half-forward position, and we're 4 minutes into time on. Do you think East Fremantle can hang on, Steve Marsh?
I think so. I think they can do it. It's been a very good game of football here this afternoon, and Claremont, well, either side would be very unlucky to lose.
Well, Steve Marsh coached the last East Fremantle side, the Premiers, and there it is on the half-forward line for Claremont. They're not giving in. Michael Regan down towards the centre position. John Fairbrass, 23. He's over the centre line now, having a kick towards the half-forward line. Brian Fair, Dale Edwards, number 8, is it? A kick in towards full forward, and it's Ian Brewer. Ian Brewer taking the mark in the left full forward pocket.
Tell you what, Bob, I could be wrong.
He'd be about 30 yards out on a very acute angle. There's a kick, and it's through. Through for 4 points to the Tigers. Well, what a game, what a finish.
There was no need for the goal umpire. The crowd went up.
What's the scoreboard read, Brian? I can't even see it.
I can't work it out. It's 14-18, Bob. 14-18, Claremont.
102 points to Claremont, 98 points to East Fremantle. 4 points in favour of the Tigers, and we're 5 minutes into the time-on period.
Listen to the crowd. They're going mad here at Subiaco Oval. Claremont have come back to take over the lead once again. The punch down in the centre circle. There it goes. Mycock going high. Regan brings it away for East Fremantle towards the half-forward line. Fred Lewis marks it for East Fremantle at centre half-forward.
What a beautiful mark to Fred Lewis.
Well, you couldn't get things any closer or more exciting here in the grand final. Claremont holding a very, very slender lead. There goes the kick from Lewis. Right up towards full forward it goes. There's a roar from the crowd. They're fighting on the edge of the square. Umpire Montgomery comes over, and we'll see a bounce down there. Bounce down on the edge of the East Fremantle goal square. 4 points the difference in favour of the Claremont Tigers. Only seconds to go. Racing at centre half back. Emery is there. Picks it up for East Fremantle. He's pulled off the kick. Look at them fight for it. Picked up now by Darryl Cormack. Cormack trying to get into the clear. Whistle sounds again.
10 seconds.
10 seconds to go from the timekeepers, and the atmosphere is absolutely electric. There goes the bounce down. Banks gets the knockdown. Picked up by Thornley. There goes the siren. It's all over. It's the Claremont Grand Final of 1964. And look at the
players on their knees there praying. Well, what a finish, what a performance. You couldn't get any better anywhere.
Well, what a magnificent finish. We couldn't have hit it any better if we'd written the script, Mick Cronin.
It's marvellous. I must admit, I thought that East Fremantle were good things. But I will take my hat off to Claremont. They were in trouble and came back magnificently.